So out of school, I got incredibly lucky. My first week, I sent out 256 resumes to stations all over the country. Basically, I just went on LinkedIn, and every single state surrounding Illinois, including Illinois, their broadcasting association websites, every single job I applied for. I don't care if it said you needed 10 years of experience or what. I applied for it. Got called a week later by a station in Bloomington. It was a rock station. Said that, we would love to have you on, but we really don't have anything full time. We only have part time. And I said, let me stop you right there. I will, everything basically above sweeping floors I will do, as long as I can get in the door of a radio station. Sent an application to the program director and said, hey, I just want to talk to you. Let me talk to you in person. And I said, I will be at your office on Monday. I sent it on Friday. So I show up Monday morning, as soon as the doors open, 3-piece suit, ready to talk to someone, ready to talk to the program director at the station. Talk to the receptionist up front, say, hi, can I talk to RC, was the guy's name? And she said, is he waiting for you? I'm like, well, I sent him an email on Friday. And she kind of laughed and said, well, he's in a meeting right now. I'm like, well, how long? Probably about 4 hours. Obvious they were trying to get rid of me. So, went home. Next day, came back. Same thing happened. He's in a meeting. Did that for 4 days. Now, mind you, it's not like it was a huge drive. I lived 3 miles away from the station, so it's not like it was a big deal, but just constantly kept bugging them, basically, until someone would talk to me. So eventually, they did. Talked with the assistant program director at the time, and he immediately hired me basically on the spot. He told me that I would get 10 hours a week at $8.50 an hour to board up NASCAR. It is basically the same across both radio and TV. You can't know your equipment. Know if you're working with a radio board, know what every single thing on that does. You probably won't need to use the majority of those throughout your time here, unless someone messes something up on them. But it always helps to know what each thing does, because that's basically what helped me propel at WJBC. I knew the equipment, so if something messed up, I could fix it on the fly. Always came over prepared for things, always showed up super early to events, started networking with people. People at the station knew me. I was the only part-timer that the general manager knew by name. So that's all things that go positive in someone's favor whenever they're looking for new opportunities. Be available to relocate. Chicago is the, third biggest media market? Yeah, LA's second. But, which is a double-edged sword. Number one, tons of jobs. Number two, usually require a lot of experience. I'm in market 230, which is really, really close to not being rated at all. But there's 150,000 people in Bloomington Normal, and we extend out to really, really close to Peoria, if you know the general landscape of central Illinois. So, I mean, we easily reach 250,000 people overall. So, but yeah, being willing to relocate, I have that on my LinkedIn profile right now. That's the number one thing. I'm always just searching for new and exciting opportunities, and I'm willing to relocate to any part of the country. I have applied at jobs in every state, and I almost applied to a job in Puerto Rico, but I decided not to. Only other thing I have to say, I asked people from my radio station if they had anything to say to people who wanted to get into the industry. Work on writing. If you want to get into news, sports, any type of thing like that, writing is a lot more important than you would think, because there is the distinction between writing articles online for like a news website, news station, and stuff like that. 10, 15 years ago, they would have a completely different department for that. That doesn't exist anymore. The reporters report the stories on air and write the stories. So, writing, also, said no. There's a lot of generalities in radio. Know what your audience is and cater the best to that. Whatever station you're working at, it's really easy to figure out demographics as far as what. I work at an AM station in Bloomington where it's a fairly higher age group. So, you have to cater to that a little bit more. You're not going to have a super youthful, you're not going to be boring, but you're speaking to a more grown-up audience. So that's another thing.